Here is Seton Motley. He is the Director of Communications for the Media Research Center. Seton, I'm going to play some video of our new FCC diversity czar. First of all,
Officer, not czar.
He's not a czar?
Not a czar.
Sorry, White House.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
We need to get a czar in here so I know which ones are czars. Okay, so I want to play some video and help me out because for the life of me, he can't be saying what I think he's saying. Watch this.
State radio in Rwanda was taken over by one tribe, one group, and they began to put out propaganda so that the Tutsis were targeted. And what resulted from the fact that state radio was able to do that was essentially mass genocide in Rwanda. But the state, or this particular tribe, which controlled the radio, very purposely moved to make sure that they could do things. Media and social change. In Venezuela, Chavez really had an incredible revolution, democratic revolution, to begin to put in place things that were going to have an impact on the people in Venezuela. The property owners and the folks who were then controlling the media in Venezuela rebelled, worked frankly with folks here in the U.S. government, worked to oust him, but he came back in another revolution, and then Chavez began to take very seriously media in this country.
America, I hope to God that takes your breath away. This is the man that is going to be the diversity czar, that is going to be implementing the rules that will put people like me out of business. And he just said the incredible revolution, what was it, was almost lost by Chavez because of these corporations?
The property owners. The property owners revolted against Chavez taking over the country, but with the help of the American government, which of course was bad because they didn't want the communist revolution to fail, the diversity czar once wanted Chavez to succeed, and he triumphed, and now the incredible revolution is underway in Venezuela. He was against the American government stopping Chavez from taking power.
I have to tell you, America, this is what frightened me last week. I finished my research with this, and for a week we have been trying to find any other way to read this. We can't. We can't. We would love the diversity czar to come up, the diversity advisor, whatever the hell he is, officer, to come onto this broadcast and explain that. You're more than welcome, sir. We would love to have you on, because I'd sure like to hear how the incredible revolution with Chavez was a good thing. But then I learned that the FCC has a new motto or slogan or focus, and it is diversity, it is competition, which is against capital, you know, it's the way they mean competition.
Is not what you mean.
Yeah. And localism.
Yes.
These things were put in under the Bush administration, and I realized, my gosh, it's not about Obama. These people have been changing this road and preparing for this moment for a very long time.
Yes. Yeah.
When you read the new diversity officer, what is the most disturbing thing that you have seen? What are the things that he says that stick out to you?
Well, he's fundamentally opposed to virtually any private ownership of media. He is fundamentally opposed. He faults the original sin in communications, in his opinion, is when President Jefferson, relinquished control, the post office controlled the telegraph. When they relinquished control to a private entity, that was the original sin of communications, because that turned over communications vehicles to the private sector outside of the scope of government control.
Okay. America, the important revolution, or what did he call it?
Incredible.
The incredible revolution from Hugo Chavez. Gee, I'm beginning to see that whole meeting with Hugo Chavez in the book in a whole different light, aren't you? Seton Motley, Director of Communications for the Media Research Center, is with us. Tell me exactly what his plan is.
His plan is to use the nebulous FCC regulations of media diversity and localism to travel alternate routes to arrive at the same destination as the Fairness Doctrine, which is to shut you up by shutting you down. He wants to assault the radio industry to effect an ideological outcome. As we discussed a week ago, he wants to charge you dollar for dollar your 100% operating costs for the year.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Nobody could do that.
Then he wants to fine you if you aren't meeting his on top of that, if you're not meeting his definition of media diversity and localism. He's actually come up with a media diversity and localism mathematical equation, which is bizarre on its face, first of all, because you can't translate this to math. But beyond that, it's just bizarre because he goes into this formula where it's 4 numerators over a denominator. All the numerators are multiplied by one another. So if you screw up any one of them, you get a 0. It's all zeroed out, and you failed, and you get fined.
Oh, my God.
Yes. And that could be any one of the 4. Additionally, he's got his media diversity working against his localism at times. If you hire 3 local reporters, but they're all white guys, that's a 0, and you go all zeroed out, and you get fined. And, of course, all of this money is supposed to go...
I don't care. I really don't care about... I believe in the words of Martin Luther King. Judge somebody by the content of their character. Why are we being dragged back into the 1950s, 1850s, where we're looking at somebody's skin color?
And that's what he wants to do. He is myopically focused on the racial and ethnic...
And we're not even talking about... We're only talking about race, as I understand it. We're not talking about diversity of opinion.
No. Because remember, he's working with the diversity panel, the diversity committee at the FCC, which has 31 groups on it, and none of them are conservative. So there's certainly no ideological diversity on the diversity committee.
Panel.
That's been around for years, about 2006, 2000. That was a similar fumble by former Republican Chairman Kevin Martin along the lines of the creation or the process of beginning of the creation of the local diversity content boards.
This track has been laid.
Yes.
Over the last, what, 6 years?
Thereabouts.
Yeah.
Internally, started with Chairman Martin.
Right.
Yeah.
It has been laid. Give me one more thing, because I've only got a few more seconds with you. Give me one more thing that he is planning or he has said that people should know about.
Well, what he wants to do is he wants to set up 8 pods around the country of FCC boards and CPB boards, Corporation for Public Broadcasting boards, and he wants them to regulate political advertising and commentary, number of commercials these stations run, and ratings information about programs before they are broadcast. So basically, he wants to take over regulation of the entire operation of radio and television stations.
It is absolutely unbelievable. America. Is this America?